What's up, everybody? Welcome to the last episode of the Carefree Queer Podcast. Can you guys believe we're on episode 12 and 2023 is almost over? We have
Almost over.
it is Thursday, what's December 28th,
Yeah.
and New Year's Eve is Sunday, New Year's Day is Monday, and this is our last episode. And my name is Quentin. I'm a model, actor, music artist, and a man of many hats from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I am Chaz Warhol, singer, songwriter, photographer, all around creative based in Baltimore, Maryland. We here. We made it to the last episode.
We made it to the last episode. So you just celebrated a birthday. You just turned the big dirty 30.
Yeah, B30. I am so excited to have turned 30. It's been reflective, but vibrant at the same time. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling, I'm feeling revived. I'm feeling like I'm coming into a new shift. Well, not coming in. I feel like I'm going through it as we speak. But nonetheless, I'm feeling good about how this new chapter in life is going to be for me. That's
Okay.
how I'm feeling right now.
What'd you do for your birthday? What's something fun? Did you drink? What'd you do? Did you smoke? What'd you do for your birthday?
So what I did for my birthday is I just went out for drinks on the 22nd. That whole weekend, it was really chill. So Friday on the 22nd, I went out for drinks with a good friend of mine, and then we kicked it off with kicked it off with some music and things like that. The next day, I literally chilled. I pretty much had a chill weekend. So I chilled into the night of my birthday, like 12 midnight, lit one up with my sister, had a nice little shot about it. And
Okay.
then
Okay.
and then the day of, like the morning and like afternoon of my day, we did some last minute shopping, went out to this spot called Canton, like in the city, Baltimore City. Did some last minute shopping out there. Took it back over to our parents' house where we celebrated my birthday over dinner and more drinks,
More
some
drinks.
wine, more drinks. Yeah. And then woke up Christmas morning, made Christmas breakfast, opened up the presents, followed up with the evening Christmas dinner. Yeah. I had a good weekend. I had a good birthday weekend. It was what I needed.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, let's jump right into it. Well, before we get started on our topics, um, as far as what's been going on with me this week, I've been preparing for the new year as well. And I just turned 32 not too long ago in the same month as you. So even though we have two different signs, we were born in the
Mm-hmm.
same month, which is December. So
Yeah.
shout out to the winter baby, shout out to the December babies, Capricorns and Sagittarius. Um,
Terraces. Yes.
yes, yes. And for me, it's been all about working on. I know you've been working on music. I've been sharing some of your music on the Carefree Queer page. I'm working on music as well. I'm working on my EP,
Yeah.
which is called On a Journey in the Midwest.
Y'all make
Which
sure y'all go check that out when it drops.
yes, it's gonna drop very soon. I've realized that when it comes to being an artist, the best way to promote your music and get it out there is to always continue working, like never stop. Always continue to
Yeah.
evolve, always continue to grow and create as an artist.
Exactly. That's the main thing you want to do. Always stay motivated, always stay consistent when you're creating because that's how people are going to notice who you are, notice your work. So always keep the ball rolling for yourself, stay consistent and just stay positive about it, you know? It's
Yeah.
good. It's easy to get discouraged and lose sight of it, so just always be positive within it all. So and stay tuned for my EP, Art Dealer, which is dropping March 20th. So I was listening to all the tracks while I was at work today. So I said, all right, I'm gonna put this out. I might do one song. It was kind of like what song I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like do the song that I kind of teased in my story earlier today. So I'm gonna go in the studio and work on that and then um schedule that with the EP overall. So be on the lookout for our dealer coming in spring. You might get it on the first day of spring. You might get it the week after.
Dope, dope, dope. I can't wait. I'm excited. And spring is when the Carefree Queer Podcast will come back. And the Carefree Queer
Yes.
Podcast will come back bigger and better. And I've learned so much on this trial test run journey for the first podcast. And I'm excited to take everything that I've learned and, implement it. And season two is going to be bigger and better. But let's go ahead and jump right into the hot topics of the last podcast of the year. So one topic, according to ABC News, is record number of anti-LGBTQ legislation has been filed in 2023. So it says the ACLU recorded at least 508 bills targeting the community in 2023. That's a lot of bills. This year, state legislators introduced and passed a record-breaking number of legislative efforts targeting LGBTQ healthcare, access to public accommodations, inclusion and education, and more in the U.S. The American Civil Liberties Union said it recorded at least 508 bills impacting the LGBTQ community in 2023, adding 84 of these bills were passed into law. 84 out of 508 bills targeting the LGBTQ community were passed into law. How do you feel about that?
I honestly feel I'm gonna be honest. It kind of rubs me the wrong way a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it should, just like racism rub you the wrong way.
It definitely rubs me the wrong way a lot. It's just like I'm trying to figure out what to say. I'm still trying to process that. Still trying to process that. How do you feel about it?
Well, one, the first thing that just came to my mind is that one, it's good to be informed. It's good to be educated. And that's what I want this podcast to be going forward. I want not only it to be fun and key and have it, and tea, but I want us to talk about things that I feel like in the LGBTQ community we don't talk about enough. Like we talk so much about gossip, we talk so much about the same sex. We never really talk about
politics like that.
We talk, we never talk about politics. We always talk about what we're doing in the bedroom, but we never talk about, like, are you a top, are you a bottom, are you first? But we never talk about, hey, there's 58 bills that passed into law that were anti-LGBTQ that are affecting us in some way or another. So even though I'm not happy about it, and even though, it's sad to hear that, it's almost like being Black. It's like, it's sad to hear about negative things that are created towards the Black community. But at the end of the day, I appreciate that I'm staying informed, because there are a lot of Black people or queer people who don't stay informed. Who don't stay informed. You know what I mean? And I feel powerful that even though it's hurtful to hear that, I feel powerful that I know it, because there are a lot of people who don't know that information.
It's a lot of gays. It's a lot of other gays that are definitely misinformed, and hell, even with this, with those bills being passed and stuff like that, it's just an eye opener for all of us to, stay intact with our, with our politics and things like that. Get reinformed so we can compel the people that don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely with you on that, because there's some other things within politics that I'm still learning as well. So kudos to you for, keeping the politics going, in our community with our podcast. So let's give Quentin that applause.
And we were just talking offline about being in like an upper echelon of people. And I feel like I'm not just an average Black queer man. I'm Black queer excellence.
Yeah.
And so in order for me to be Black queer excellence and not be your average Black queer man, I have to stay involved in politics. I have to know what's going on in my community. I have to be engaged in my community, because that's just who I am, because I'm an activist. But at the same time, I don't want to just be an average Black queer man out here. I want to be an excellent Black queer man. You know what I mean? Not
Excellent Black
perfect, because there's
women,
no such thing
right?
as perfect, but you can strive for excellence. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, I think that, I want to do a lot more advocacy work in 2024. Like I'm putting out into the universe that people will ask me to speak at their rallies. People will ask me to speak at their pride events. I want to give speeches at pride events. I want to be a public speaker and an activist. So I think that's really what I'm moving into. It's like more of my activism in my adulthood in the LGBTQ community. I want to travel. I want to go
Yeah.
to LA Pride. I want to go to New York Pride. I want to go to New Orleans Pride, Atlanta Pride. Those are the places in my mind that I'm thinking about. But like I said, this year has been pretty hectic and a blessing for the LGBTQ community in a lot of ways. But let's move on to the next topic, the gayest cities
Yeah.
in America.
Now, definitely, yes, from politics to social.
Yeah. Well, first of all, name a place. I'm gonna name a place. You're gonna name a place that you think would make this list of the gayest cities in America.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm
I
gonna
think
go first. I think for sure Atlanta.
Atlanta is number one. Um, I would have to say, I would gotta say the second one, in my opinion, would have to be New York.
New York.
Because everyone, New York, I would say New York, and I would say New York for many reasons. Because everyone comes to New York for fashion, everyone comes to New York to thrive in their endeavors,
And be
whatever,
around diversity.
and be around diversity. So I would say New York being number two. Atlanta, I would have said New York was number one and Atlanta number two. Um, but
Which one do
I
you
would
think is
definitely
number
do.
one on the list before we get to the list?
I mm, I would say Atlanta. I would say Atlanta.
Atlanta. Well, let's look at the list. You guys heard it first in the Carefree Queer Podcast. According to Nomadic Boys, which is a website all
Yeah.
about one love and endless adventures that caters towards the LGBTQ community. Looks like this website is all about traveling and being queer friendly. So check out this website called Nomadic Boys. This is where I got this
Nomadic
article
boys.
from. It
Okay.
says the gayest cities in America. We rank the gayest cities in the US based on the size of the LGBTQ population, the number of gay neighborhoods, queer events, and historical records. So let's start. Number 15 is New Orleans, Louisiana.
Number 15 is New Orleans. Wow.
And the description says, searching for a little extra decadence in your life, looking to awaken your senses, then I'm thrilled to inform you that you can stop your expedition, New Orleans, Louisiana is here to deliver everything you could ever want from a gay city. So I've always wanted to visit New Orleans. And I know that the men are like probably really fine Black men who have that accent, that Cajun accent, like, yeah, baby.
Yeah, what's up? What's up? What up, baby? I'm like,
what up,
man,
baby?
what?
I'm trying to hear that behind closed doors. Number one.
Look, because I'm gonna pick it up and I can adapt. So I'm gonna pick up that what up. I'm like, what's up, baby? What it do, baby? I'm gonna pick on to that. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So at number 14, Chicago, Illinois.
What?
Though their first gay neighborhood existed in the 1920s, Chicago didn't have any official gay neighborhood until Boys Town came around. Never heard of that. Consequently, Boys Town was also the first recognized gay neighborhood in the whole of the USA. So that's something on my list of places to visit. It's called Boys Town. I've been to Chicago before, but I have never heard of Boys Town, which is a gay neighborhood in the US. And honestly, it makes me, as a gay connoisseur myself, as somebody that's so proud of my community, it makes me want to visit all of the neighborhoods around the US.
Yeah.
Like, I want to take a tour.
You know they got a neighborhood here.
Really?
Yeah, it's called
What's it
Mount Vernon.
called?
Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon. I think I remember that because, like I said, my ex-boyfriend, my first boyfriend, is from Baltimore, Maryland. His name is
Yeah.
Travis Wise. So shout out to Travis if
Okay.
you're listening to this. I haven't spoken to him in
Shout
years,
out,
but shout
shout
out
out
to
to Travis
Travis.
Wise.
He had a very sexy accent too. He had that Baltimore accent. And
Yeah.
I know in Baltimore, y'all say two, like y'all pronounce words differently.
Two, you say the two, like they say two like two. Like we
Like
say
two,
the number
two,
two.
yeah,
The number
two,
two is two. Like
yeah,
like like ill, like ill, but two. Like Q.
yep, yep.
Yep.
So shout out to Baltimore because DC and the DMV in general.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my first experience as a Black gay man. And I'm so thankful I'm thankful to God that when I came out, it was in DC because the DMV is real queer,
It's real queer. The DMV is real queer.
especially DC.
Now, DC, yeah, DC. Like,
DC
see,
popping.
like Baltimore, like Maryland, preferably Baltimore. It's predominantly like a black city in Maryland. So
Yeah.
when you had like the queer community in Baltimore, like
Mhm.
the queer community here, it's like we so hood with it. Like we so hood. Like we are like we just everything was not everything when it's about the book. It's we just got that thorough kind of like mentality about it. So even us queer folk up here, like we
Mhm.
really just got that. Like it's that thoroughness. It's just that like that kind of
Mhm.
like yeah like. So I kind of feel what you mean. But DC is so DC's queer. DC's like gay scene. It's so I feel I can't lie. Some days when I would go to DC and stuff like that, I just feel so bad. Like it has
You just
like
reminded me because my mom lives in DC.
it's
I am
bad. Like
going to Black Pride next year. I have to. That's
I
my
can't
second
lie. It
home.
got
So
some.
so maybe that's something we could do too. We can meet up and go to Black Pride. Now that we have our brand
I'm
Carefree Queer,
down.
we have to promote. And
We
I
gotta
already have a
promote.
vision of us, going to DC Black Pride with our, Carefree Queer shirts, promoting our brand and having a good old time. At there's a bar in DC. It is called God, what is that bar? It is so famous.
We got Nelly's, Nelly Goose.
Nelly's.
Yeah, who don't?
I miss DC so much. I mean, like I said, it makes me like almost like cry. And I'm not about to cry, but I'm saying it
Yeah,
makes me want to cry because I mean that was like when I went from Oklahoma, which is like very Bible Belt, to DC, which is
yeah,
like being around so many beautiful Black queer people for the first time, and
yeah.
it's almost like being it's almost like when you're like if you're Black and you've been in a white neighborhood all your life and you finally get around your people. And that's how I felt when I was around gay people for the first time and Black gay people like that. So shout out to
Oh
DC
yeah.
because I know DC's on this list and maybe next. We'll see. Number 13 is Rhode Island.
What? Oh, you know what? Actually, like Providence, Providence is the capital of Rhode Island. But I've never been to Rhode Island.
Really?
Yeah, like I
I've
actually
never
had
really been to Rhode Island either.
yeah, I actually had a friend of mine. I actually have a friend of mine that actually just moved to Rhode Island from here, and I was just like, "Where is Rhode? What's there to do in Rhode Island?" So
Mhm.
that's interesting.
So Rhode Island. Next, we have on the list. Oh, let me read you a little snippet of Rhode Island for the people out there that have never been before we get to our next location. Despite being condensed into a smaller area, this,
Hmm.
as they put it, cute, literally in this article says, this cute New England town never feels overly crowded or swamped with people. And you know a gay person wrote this if we call it cute.
Cute. Hmm. Yeah.
Making it an excellent destination for unwinding and exploring a historical part of the United States. And even though there is no designated queer hotspot, its three large colleges do pull in tons of young gay people who help bring the town to life every night. So shout out to Rhode Island. Next on our list at number 12 is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with the home of the Philly cheesesteak, home of Will Smith.
Home of Will Smith, home of Jasmine Sullivan, Meek Mill, home of yeah, we already said Will Smith, but definitely, I need to go to Philly's Pride. That's what I need to go to because
we need to take a tour, a Pride tour.
We just take a Pride tour because
and we have a YouTube. And by the way, I'm about to shout out our sponsor. Shout out to Lakeside Dispensary. If you guys are in Oklahoma and you like to blow trees like me and you like that good green, I like sativa specifically. Check out Lakeside Dispensary. Yeah. It's in Owasso. No, actually, it's in Skiatook. Excuse me. It's in Skiatook, Oklahoma. So if you guys happen to be in Oklahoma and you need to get some green, tell them Quentin Marcellis sent you. Lakeside Dispensary. We had Carmen White Yannick as one of our special guests on our podcast. So shout out to her. I'm actually a brand ambassador for the dispensary, and I was also in a marijuana newspaper for Carefree Queer. So that's one of the accomplishments that we accomplished this year, getting in a newspaper. So we have so many bigger things to accomplish if we got a newspaper, right? But
yes, we do.
Also, I was gonna say shout out to Lakeside Dispensary, but also just shout out to all the things that we've accomplished so far as Carefree Queer. We have much more to go. But like I said, Philadelphia sounds like a great city. It says this is one city that is lauded for its diverse and super accepting folk, particularly in its neighborhood or Midtown Village. So there's a neighborhood in Philly, and so we definitely got to check that out. Next on our list, which is Philadelphia was number 12. We're at number 11 now. At number 11 is Austin, Texas.
What? Oh, speaking of Austin, Texas, I'm supposed to be going there. Next summer for the Pink Friday concert. Yeah.
Yeah. We going to
I'm going for the Pink Friday 2 tour.
For the what?
Pink Friday 2 tour.
Oh, the Pink Friday tour.
Yeah.
That sounds dope. You already bought tickets?
Yeah, I actually put my money aside because I'm going to go to the one here too on April the 2nd.
Okay, I'm going to have to check out the dates for Pink Friday. I still haven't heard Pink Friday 2.
That album, yeah, it's
all I gotta know. All I want to know from you, because I haven't heard the Pink Friday 2 album. I want to know: is there Iggy Bitty Piggy 2? Is there like a song like that similar to that?
It's not. It's nothing.
Because that's my favorite joint from the first one.
Like you got.
Oh, that was Beam Me Up Scotty. Actually, that was Beam Me Up Scotty.
That was Beam Me Up Scotty. Now I can honestly say, in my opinion, I've listened to the album since it came out, and it's grown on me at different times, like at different listenings. So I'm gonna say Red Ruby the Sleeves, which is the song that's also featured on the record, is this album's Roman's Revenge.
Ooh, Romans. Oh, I love what album was that where Nick? Oh, was that Pink Friday
that was Pink. Yeah, that was Pink Friday.
Romance?
That was the second. Yeah, Roman's Revenge. That was the second.
That was one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite vibes because she had that alternate personality and everything, and I loved it. Well,
I will honestly say now she's not really doing the whole and I watched the recent interview with Joe Biden. She said she didn't really after a while she didn't really like using the animated voices and stuff. She said she outgrew it. But everyone is also
it's still a classic.
It's still a classic, and that's what we need. This is what we need. I said if Kendrick is still playing around with his voices too on his last record, come on, you and Kendrick are the only two rappers that are dominating right now. I mean, not to discredit J. Cole because he's still down, but you are the only two animated mainstream rappers right now. So come on, Nikki, we need you to bring that again.
Absolutely. Well, the next, so we know Chaz is going to Austin, Texas for Pink Friday too. So we're gonna bookmark that.
Yes, bookmark
number
that.
10 is Portland, Oregon, which I don't know much about Oregon. So
Okay, so my friend, I think she lives in Oregon. My friend Leah. Shout out to Leah if you're watching this. If not, tune in and you can come across this
absolutely.
episode. Yes, Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon is heavy on the queer community. The representation. They have a whole they have an entire neighborhood that is dedicated to the queer community, and they support each other hands down. Like she lived there. I think she was when she called me about it. She called me like last year to like tell me about it out there. She was like, "It's freaking amazing." And I was just like, "Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to come out there and see you and hang out with you and stuff like that, and get familiar with the neighborhood and just the community overall." But yeah, she said it's popping out there. Portland, Oregon is swimming in unicorns, swimming with unicorns.
The description says the people in Portland, Oregon fight hard for their rights, especially when it comes to the queer community. That's actually surprising to me. Home to famous gay celebrities such as actress Carrie Brownstein, author Chuck Palahniuk, and drag legend Darcelli XV. Portland positively oozes an artistic aura unlike any other. That very spirit of creativity and solidarity bleeds into the Pride events held throughout the year, making it for a bit of a wild time. Portland, Oregon, shout out to y'all and everybody from Portland, Oregon that's listening. Very soon, we're going to have everybody from all the neighborhoods listening to Carefree Queer. We're about to be a gay household name very soon.
Yes, we are.
Next, we got Columbus, Ohio.
Okay. And what number is that?
Columbus, Ohio is number 9.
Okay.
And Portland, Oregon was 10. Columbus hosts one of the gayest populations per capita, as well as one of the largest pride events seen throughout the American Midwest. Pretty impressive, huh? Well, just wait until you hear about their gay neighborhood. Short North is the primary spot where queer folks will travel to spend their days and nights, and it's super easy to see why. Not only is the area considered to be Columbus's contemporary arts district, but it also tends to feel like Pride happens all year round, and account of the countless rainbow flags scattered across their array of businesses. Shout out to Columbus, Ohio. Next on our list is Fire Island, New York, which makes a lot of sense because I've heard a lot about Fire Island. I've never been.
Fire Island. Me either.
Fire Island is super popular with the New York gay boys, especially during the summer months. And summer is, by the way, y'all, summer is my favorite season. Out of winter, fall, spring, I'm a summer boy.
Hey, I love summer too. Summer and fall are my 2 favorite seasons.
And I would say fall is a close second. But for me, when I think of summer, I think of listening to Frank Ocean on the beach. I think of
I think about parties. I think about
Pride.
I think about Pride.
I think about just being sexy and just having a good time and being by the water. So that's what's about to happen. I'm excited for summer next year because, like I said, summer is my favorite. Summer just feels, there's like an energy in the air, especially when it comes to Pride. It's
like an optimistic energy.
It's very optimistic and fun. Going by the lake, drinking some at 4th of July.
Yes.
I love summer. Summer's my favorite.
Good music, just like good music, good vibes, lots of laughter, lots of just being fun, vivacious, and sexy, and it's full of optimism. Like I just think that's the word that comes to mind with summer, optimism.
And when I used to live in New York, it's like one of my fondest memories. And I know I'm going to travel back to New York, and it's actually my dream, to be honest with you. It's actually my dream to live in New York again. But to live in New York in a different like, setting. You know what I mean?
Like different setting, yeah.
In a different setting, but have my car because I love driving my car. I would live in
Now,
Harlem.
New York, like right outside of New York, like the outer skirts of New York is so dope. Like,
Oh yeah,
like
but yeah, New
when
York
I
has
went
a
to go
very
visit,
special place in
yeah,
my heart. And when
yeah,
I lived in New York, I lived with my godfather David Bridgeforth, who was also one of our special guests on the Carefree Queer podcast. And
yeah.
David, shout out to David Bridgeforth. We've been knowing each other for years, and he's my gay godfather. And he was the first person that really showed me all about the New York gay scene, and he's really popular too. At that, he has his own magazine. So I'm just really thankful as we go down this list, and I think about some of the cities I visited. I'm just really thankful for my 20s because I had the most gayest time in my 20s when I lived in
Like
DC and New
what?
York. So, but I always used to hear about Fire Island, a lot of hot boys on Fire Island, and
I
gays
think
just
I
know how
want
to
to
have a
hit.
good time in the summertime.
We do. We really know how to. We get the party. First of all, we get the party lit. We get the party lit. We bring
We do.
people out.
We do.
And I think I might want to pay Fire Island a visit this summer. Like next
Yep.
summer, I think I did. I think,
Also,
yeah.
Coney Island.
Oh, I love Coney Island.
And I want to share something with y'all too. When I lived in New York, I remember Beyonce's self-titled album dropped. And when I tell y'all,
she was in Coney Island. She was in Coney
popping.
Island. It was lit. I remember.
It was popping. And she filmed a music video at Coney Island for XO.
At Coney Island. Uh-huh.
It was popping.
And it was so when she filmed it, it was live. Like she filmed it live. Everybody was like,
she filmed it live.
God.
Everybody was surprised and shocked. She filmed all her music videos live. And that just makes me inspired as a music artist. And we have such a journey as artists as well. I can't wait to see our music videos that we do and all the creativity we come up with. So Beyonce is definitely somebody who's had a huge impact on the LGBTQ community. And so we're going to get into her a little on the podcast. We're going to get back to our list. But you see how we get excited, y'all? We get excited and we get carried away. But
yeah.
Actually, it's funny because as I'm talking to you, somebody just literally commented on one of our Carefree Queer videos on YouTube. So we are starting to get some fans on our YouTube channel. So literally somebody just commented on one of our podcasts, which is awesome while we're doing this podcast.
That's what's up.
I just got a notification. Next on our list is the good old home of Barbie herself, Los Angeles, California. Well, she's from, I guess, Malibu, right? I don't know.
She's from Malibu,
She's from Malibu. But I have never been to LA. That my cherry needs to be popped.
No, I've never been to LA either. So I'm trying to make that trip happen.
Yeah, and that's another place I can see myself living for like an extended time. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I still have like California on my list too. And at one point I was like, nah, it's too expensive. I'm not gonna live there. But nah, I still want to visit because a part of me still wants to be like, you know what? Hit LA. Like hit LA. Like
and honestly, just talking as we go down this list and I'm talking about it, I just get so excited because I love traveling.
Me too. And I want to do more traveling.
And I want to do more travel New Year, and we will. I want to this year. I realize how much I just want to, excuse my French, how much I just want to shit on niggas.
You know what? Look, don't be trying to bring the cat out the bag with me too. Just like, look,
because I'm like, I just want to be on my game. Like I have a blog. I love fashion. I want to take things to a whole higher level. And we will. And it's being friends with people like you and other people that are creative in the community is really inspires me. So Los Angeles, California, shout out to y'all. Everybody knows all about LA. So Los Angeles is known as the city of dreams. And for many people within the LGBT community, this is largely the truth. I mean, take a look at their population, for crying out loud. Not only does LA boast one of the largest queer communities in the world, but West Hollywood, in particular, claims to house nearly 40% LGBTQ residents year-round, earning in the nickname Gay Camelot. Next on our list, since we've been getting a little off subject, but it's not a problem at all, Key West, Florida.
Okay.
Acclaimed HIV positive activist James Thompson once described Key West, Florida as one human family, which has now become the island's official slogan. From its origin, Key West was ostracized from mainland Florida and considered a place best fit for people who were at the time considered outcasts. But this is precisely why so many well-known queer artists like Tennessee Williams and Ernest Hemingway chose to call this city their home residence. Shout out to them. I'm not sure, I haven't heard of them before, but shout out to those queer people who are apparently putting Key West, Florida on the map. Never heard of Key West, Florida being a hot spot for the gay community, but that's another place on our list. Tampa, Florida is I went to Tampa, Florida is my spot.
Now I think I passed through Tampa when I went to Orlando. Now I went to Daytona. I passed through Daytona and Tampa. Now Tampa really does get lit, but this was like when I was like in my teens. But I want to go. I've never even been to Miami. In Miami, I heard Miami is also a decorated spot for the queer community too.
Yep, let's see if it's on the list.
And so if it's not
on our list is New York City, New York.
I told you.
Number 5.
Number 5. Wow.
I can't wait to see what's number 1. It's probably Atlanta.
Well, it probably is Atlanta, because if it is, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be shocked if it's Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna be shocked too if it's Atlanta, but I'm curious to see what's number 1. The Big Apple, the city that never sleeps, home of the fundamental Stonewall riots, as well as more gay residents than anywhere else in the U.S. The LGBTQ community in New York is one of the largest around, with a handful of queer districts, including Chelsea, Christopher Street in Greenwich Village, East Village in Manhattan, Hell's Kitchen, Morningside Heights, Park Slope, and Prospect Heights. Moving on, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So Florida's on here twice.
Okay, Florida is lit with the games.
Apparently Florida's lit, but I hear a lot of negativity about Florida.
Right.
Shooting, gun rights, and all kinds of. Florida sounds like they got a lot of randomness going on out there.
Yeah, like the it's given like what's going on? All this violence going on in Florida right now. That's why I say, yeah, I ain't trying to go down there.
It says, with Fort Lauderdale, gay visitors are super, and this is how the article says it, spoilt.
Super spoink.
Spoilt. It's spelled it S-P-O-I-L-T, spoilt.
Oh, spoiled. They are super spoiled. Oh, so basically the gays in Fort Lauderdale, they are sugar babies.
Yep. You've got some terrific gay beaches, a large, vibrant gay nightlife in Wilton Manors, and one of the largest LGBTQ communities in the entire country. Next on our list is Palm Springs, California.
Of course.
Palm Springs is a super gay desert like Oasis, known in California famous for having America's first all LGBTQ government.
Okay,
this is in Palm Springs, California, having America's first government. All LGBTQ government. This is giving Barbie land for gays.
No, for real. Palm Springs is giving Barbie land.
Yeah, it's giving Barbie land. Yeah. Yep. Next on the list is, I'm actually surprised this is number 2. I'm very, very surprised it's number 2. And I think all the listeners out there of the Carefree Queer Podcast are going to be surprised too. Provincetown, Massachusetts.
What? Massachusetts?
According to the U.S. Census Provincetown has been officially deemed one of the gayest cities in all America, which is shocking that it beat all those other big cities.
Yeah.
It says, while Provincetown may not be one of the most famous cities in the U.S., we sure know it well. This is one gaycation destination that all good gay boys need to visit at least once in their life. Summer in this isolated beach town is bound to be unlike any other destination you've ever experienced. And like I said, gay people know how to have a good time, and even straight people can admit
that. We know how to have a good. That's why they love partying with us.
That's why I love partying with us. And number one on the list, which surprises me, but at the same time doesn't surprise me because I've heard a lot about it. And I'm actually surprised because Atlanta, Georgia was not mentioned at all.
Right.
Atlanta, Georgia has not been mentioned at all on this list, which is shocking. So that tells you a little bit about the people that wrote this article, y'all. I'm not going to say anything, but use your imagination on the Carefree Queer Podcast about who may have wrote this article, okay? What kind of gay they are. San Francisco, California.
No, but actually, that's right. That's actually right. That's actually right. And our gays definitely did this because, but you know what? But it's rightfully so because San Francisco is the number one. It's been the number one gay capital for years. Yeah. So
it says calling a place a gay mecca is simply enough task on its own. But there has to be one definite criteria that we use to determine whether a destination has earned this important title. When it comes to San Francisco, there's no doubt in my mind that the city deserves to be acknowledged as the ultimate queer travel destination. And it makes me think of that movie with Adam Sandler and another famous comedian. I forgot what it was called, but they were pretending to be a gay couple so that they could I forgot what that movie is called, but it has Adam Sandler in it, and they were like pretending to be a gay couple so they can get some type of like, I think they were like firefighters. I forgot what the movie is called. I'm gonna have to remember it.
I don't know.
You have an idea? You kind of remember what I'm? It has the guy from that one show, which was called what's it called? King of Queens or something like that.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I'll probably have to pull it up too, or look up Adam Sandler's movies to really figure it out.
But when it comes to San Francisco, there's no doubt in my mind that this city deserves to be acknowledged as the ultimate queer travel destination, according to this article on nomadboys.com. If not for their sheer amount of historical happenings that occur there, then at least for the whopping 6.2 of the San Francisco citizens who openly identify themselves as members of the LGBTQ community. So 6.2% of San Francisco identifies in the LGBTQ community. Now, me and Chaz are going to go ahead and maybe name some of the cities that weren't mentioned. Of course, Atlanta, Georgia.
Of course, Atlanta.
And then I'm trying to think, is there any other cities in the U.S. that you think is worthy of being? I guess Baltimore.
Baltimore, definitely. Let's see. I mean, we already named Louisiana. What else? Maybe Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
What else? Illinois is already up there. Yeah, Illinois is up there. What is another one? I don't know. I don't know any other ones though. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Colorado.
Okay. Well,
I'm just taking a guess.
Well, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get into our last topics for the last 15 minutes of our podcast of 2023. So some of the last topics are: what are you most excited about the new year, and what is your New Year's resolution?
I'm excited for the moves that I'm going to be making. I'm excited for.
Also, share with us your New Year's plans too.
Yes. So like I'm excited for the moves I'm gonna be making. I'm excited to you know, be more fluent in my be more fluent in my I don't know, like my taste and when it comes to like food. I have like this thing for food now. Um and I really wanna hone into my eat free love. Like that is like what I'm
You
looking
said
forward to
food?
doing. Food. Like I'm getting back into
Oh, I
meditating
love
again.
food. I'm starting to, I mean, I would love to taste food from all over the world for sure.
Yeah, like that's the Taurus. That's my Taurus moon because I'm such a foodie. I
Hmm.
love
I love
food,
food too.
and I want to
Shout
like
out to Trader Joe's. They get all my grocery
yes,
money.
they got a Trader Joe's here too.
Oh,
Like
really?
and Harrisita. Harrisita is 24 hours, but let's say Harrisita here is 24 hours. But my New Year's resolution for this year is to pour back into myself.
Yes.
Legit
Yes.
pour back into myself and love up on me all over again. And just now that I know the things that I know and I learned the things that I've learned and everything else that I'm unlearning, it's time to really pour back into me again.
I
So
saw a post on social media recently, and somebody said, it was like a quote, and they said, number one priority of 2024, myself.
yeah,
And I was
like
like, yes, because if you are not your number one priority in 2024, then you are doing it wrong. You feel
yes,
me?
like so I agree with them even for myself. So yes, I'm pouring back into me. That is my New Year's resolution.
And what's your New
Everything
Year's
else that I'm
plans?
doing, my New Year's plans. I'm gonna hang out with a good friend of mine's, um, who I haven't seen in years. So I'm gonna hang out with her. We're actually supposed to get up tomorrow. Yeah, we're supposed to get up tomorrow and like go shopping for what she wants to wear for New Year's. So that's my New Year's plans. I'm gonna hang out with my good friend since high school.
Okay, okay. And for me, what I'm most excited about in the new year is that your boy Q is about to be leveling up. And I don't think people are ready to see, ready for what I'm about to bring from my brand. I have so many things that I'm working on with my website. I'm
Okay.
going to be in my third fashion show with Oklahoma Fashion Alliance here in Oklahoma. So I'm going to do a
Yeah.
YouTube. I'm going to get back on my YouTube game and I'm going to document preparing for the Oklahoma Fashion Alliance Fashion Show 3. And I'm gonna do like some behind the scenes. I'm working on like getting my YouTube channel going. Working on my new EP on a journey in the Midwest. Working on some things for the Carefree Queer podcast as well as merchandise for myself and Carefree Queer. Um, just being on my grown man, like really getting some things taken care of. Also traveling.
Yeah.
I'm most excited about traveling. One of my New
Hmm.
Year's resolutions is my body yada yada. Um,
Okay.
you feel me?
Cause
Like
I
that's my New Year's resolution is my body yada yada. So
yeah.
by next summer, your boy can really be, looking the way I want to look on these beaches and at these pool
Yeah,
parties.
cause we about to be on that. We on the same wave. Cause I've been in the gym. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I have a
yeah,
desire to have a nice body at this point. Now that I'm 32, I'm like one of my gifts and my dreams to myself as young as I possibly can is to have a body yada yada. So
yeah,
I'm working on my body yada yada and my sexy. So that's that. And then
yeah.
the other thing, as far as what I'm doing for New Year's, funny enough, I am going to a vision board party that my brother Duke, who is straight, is hosting. So,
Okay.
and shout out to Duke. He actually follows the Carefree Queer page, and he like is a big advocate for everything that I do. So shout out to Duke. But yeah, I'm going to a vision board planning party, which I'm super excited about. And then I may or may not be going to a concert that my artist friend named Brand J is going to be performing at, and she's like a really big artist here in Tulsa. And the
Okay.
next day on New Year's Day, guess what I'm going to see at the movies?
What?
With another artist who's, like I said, she's super dope and talented. She is like one of the number one artists in Tulsa right now. But me and my friend Brand J are going to see The Color Purple.
Oh my goodness! Then I definitely want to see The Color Purple.
I heard it's good. I mean, Sierra.
Because a lot of Sierra's been getting slack on social media all my
Really?
life. I had the 1-2 step.
And
No.
then also Haley Bailey.
Yeah, and she's also in the movie too. Her is also in it.
And then shout out to Haley Bailey because her and DDG looking good.
They are looking good together. They are looking very
They're
good.
looking real. And DDG got money. I don't know if I don't know if all of our listeners who are fans of the Black Little Mermaid, right?
Yeah.
I saw a video of them on Christmas Day, and they was like, "That's how I'm
They
trying
were
to be with
looking
Bay. That's how I'm trying to be with Bay."
I ain't even gonna hold you. DDG and Holly Bailey, they is giving, yeah, they giving couple of the year.
They give a couple of the year, and I mean, they're real cute together. But yeah, that gift exchange was crazy. I don't know. Y'all go to YouTube and check out the gift exchange between Haley Bailey and DDG. Which DDG, if you guys don't know, I'm sure somebody is listening to us like, who the hell is DDG?
Yeah,
DDG is like a YouTube.
Yeah, he's
guy.
a YouTuber. He's
also a rap. He's a YouTuber. He's also a rapper.
Yeah.
So that's how he got popular. And then of course Haley Bailey is one half of Chloe and Haley, which is a music group of two sisters and they started off on Grownish, and they put out 2 albums together, and they're now solo artists. So Chloe and Haley, and Haley was in The Little Mermaid. She starred in Little Mermaid, which was like one of my favorite movies this year. Was Little Mermaid. Like this summer was popping for movies.
Yeah, this was the year for movies for real.
This year in general for movies was like was popping, was real popping.
Yeah.
Especially Barbie came out in July. Like this summer was real popping for movies. I'm trying to look like Ken, like the Black Ken next summer, by the way. So we about to get it on. But anyway, not to get off on a tangent on that, but that's what I got planned for my New Year's. Those are my New Year's resolutions. That's what I'm most excited about 2024 when that ball drops. And what'd you say again? You're doing for New Year's? You're doing something?
Yeah, I said I'm going to hang out with some friends for New Year's. Yep, New Year's Eve, hang out with them, to the ball drops and stuff, have a nice little party about it. So yeah.
And then the last topic is what are you? We're gonna get into our spiritual bag now. We're gonna talk about some things we're grateful for. We're gonna talk about some things that we're happy we accomplished this year, and we're gonna talk about our music and our projects that we got going on. So, what are some things that you are happy that you accomplished this year, and some things that you're grateful for? Because of course, there are people out there on social media who sit around and talk about all the negative that happened this year, but we're gonna talk about the positive because we had a lot of positive stuff happen for both of us. So starting with you, what's some positive things that happened in Chaz Warhol's world and Warology? What happened in Warology?
Well, everything that happens is Warhography.
Warhography, yeah, correct me on that. Warhography. And Warhography, by the way, is what I am just calling everything in general when it comes to Chaz. And I actually have my own little slogan too, which is called Qology, which is funny that you have Warholology and I have Qology. But what's going on in Warholology? What's some things you were excited about or thankful that you accomplished this year?
Okay, well, I'm thankful for the amount of shows that I have been doing this past year, working with incredible artists and walking in the Artscape fashion show and just being able to network the way that I did this year, and just that was just amazing to me. Like just being booked and busy, networking, that was like the main thing that I'm so grateful for, and just to be able to carry those same connections into 2024. So, and I'm gearing up, by the way, for my ghosts and dealers that are watching. I'm gearing up for, like I said, not only the art dealer, both EPs, part one and two, will be dropped at different times. Part one will be dropped in spring. But in addition to those two dropping, I will be working on a picture book for both EPs, which is going to be released as a visual album probably later on. So I'll be dropping not one, not two, but three projects within 2 year span.
Congratulations. And for me, I dropped my second mixtape finally called On a Journey, which you can check out on SoundCloud and YouTube. Is coming soon to some other platforms. I performed a lot this year. I walked two big fashion shows in Oklahoma this year. The Carefree Queer Podcast started this year. I was in a newspaper this year. I had 2 successful events for Carefree Queer. We had the Carefree Queer Fest this past summer. We had Galentine's Day, which was the first event for Carefree Queer, which is during Valentine's month in February. I had a mixtape release party. Like,
yes, you did.
I accomplished a lot of things this year, and I am so grateful to God and the universe for all the things that I've accomplished and all the potential that I've been flirting with. I'm gonna say I've been flirting with it because people ain't seen my potential yet. But I'm so thankful for all the potential I've been flirting with this year. And I'm just thankful. You know what I mean? I'm just real thankful that I've accomplished. I'm a man of many hats. Like, I've done a lot of. I don't just model. I don't just sing. I'm not just an actor. I do a lot of different things. So I'm thankful that I'm blessed. I'm a multi-talented person, and I feel like God has placed many gifts in my heart. You know, I'm kind of upset this year that, you know, Frank Ocean was going to headline Coachella, and it really didn't fall through. That was one of the biggest things that I was looking forward to this. If we're talking about like little things that happened that disappointed me, like I wish that Frank Ocean delivered at Coachella.
Yeah,
he has so much potential to deliver at Coachella. You know, I gotta talk about Frank in our last podcast, but you know, shout out to Frank, because hopefully this album dropping next year. I don't know what's going on with my guy, but hopefully we got some new music coming.
Hopefully.
Frank Ocean was a huge influence on A Journey. If you guys haven't heard, he was a big influence on that project. What's your favorite song on A Journey, Chaz?
My favorite song on A Journey, if I had to be real, I gotta pull it up. So I gotta pull it up for you.
Oh, no, you're good.
One.
I would say for me, my favorite song on my project is gonna be Rising Sun Reprise, which is the last song. It's literally my favorite. It's so carefree, and it's so summertime, and it's so upbeat and uplifting. And so I would say that's my favorite song, is the last track, number 12. It's called Rising Sun 2.
I would definitely say Carefree Black Boy.
Well, Carefree Black Boy is my single.
Oh, that's a single. But I would have to say, I don't know, the opening track. Four Wings, definitely Four Wings.
That's on my mixtape Days in the Midwest. See y'all, Chaz, he talking about my first mixtape.
I know, I really am talking about your first mixtape. Oh my goodness. Well, that really just shows. But the intro, I was like the intro. I don't know. It was like, look, I have to really like.
Chaz said the intro, and he liked my intro, which is called, and rightfully so, because me and Chaz be so invested in our own music.
Your intro is everything. Yes, like that intro.
We be so invested in our own music, so it's no fault of Chaz that he forgot my song titles. No, I'm just playing. He didn't forget my song titles, just the ones on A Journey. But the intro is called Rising Sun, and that's the one that you like. It's the first track. So everybody check that out.
First track, Rising Sun. I think it's so cool. Honestly.
Thank you. And like I said, me and Chaz, we stay heavy focused on our own music. We are literally artists to the T. Like we so focused on our own worlds. But
yes, we are.
Chaz gave me a lot of good feedback on my project, and you know, he definitely made me. It's always good when you have other artists hear your music and, you know, give feedback. And because that's what we want as artists. We want our fellow artists. Yes, we care about the fans. Yes, we care about the friends and family that listen to our project. Those things matter. But when you have another artist that makes music say, hey, I fuck with that. I feel that. It's a different feeling when another artist is complimenting your project. But other than that, we are actually perfectly at the end of the Carefree Queer Podcast. And we are ending actually on time. And, you know, I just want to thank everybody who has listened to the Carefree Queer Podcast, all 12 episodes. This was something very new for me. And I just, you know that saying that saying how you grow your wings on the way down, like you just jump off that cliff and you just grow your wings on the way down.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what the Carefree Queer Podcast has been for me, because when I started this podcast, I didn't know the first thing about a podcast. I just knew that I used to be on the radio and I like talking. I like giving my opinions. I like giving my thoughts, especially when it comes to the LGBTQ community. And that's what the Carefree Queer Podcast is about. Shout out to Brandelsa, who was one of our podcast co-hosts. Shout out to Unity, who couldn't make it on the last podcast, but we are all, you know, it's the end of the year, so we all got things going on. But shout out to Unity, shout out to Brandelsa, because they were a big part of the Carefree Queer Podcast this year. Shout out to all of our special guests that was on the Carefree Queer Podcast this year: David Bridgeforth, Carmen White Yannick, Makila, who is a trans artist. Am I missing anybody that we had on the podcast other than them?
Yeah.
Is that who we all had on the podcast? I think those are all the guests that we had.
I think that were all the guests we had. We had David. We had the guy Dave on there.
We named them. Dave, Carmen, and Makila. Shout out to like I said, our sponsor, Lakeside Dispensary. Shout out to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Shout out to Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out to Los Angeles, California, because that's what the Carefree Queer Podcast represents. Those are all the places that we've been. And shout out to where we're going. We know where we've been. Now that we know where we've been, now we know where we're going. So again, I want to thank everybody that's listening to this podcast, whether or not you're listening to this podcast on YouTube, whether or not you're listening to this podcast on Spotify, or wherever you're listening to it, because like I said, this was a grow your wings on the way down type of thing. And I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about, you know, my community. And we have so many places to go and so many more things to do. But other than that, we always end our podcast with words of wisdom. And before we get to those words of wisdom, I actually want to do something real fun, real quick, that we've never done on the podcast, which is kind of like a speed round of questions, because some people on here may not know who me and Chaz are, and they're still getting to know who we are and our personalities. So Chaz, this is how we're going to play this game. This is going to be like the last thing we do before we get to our words of wisdom. So we're going to ask each other 10 questions. And you can it could be random. My question to you, Chaz, and we're going to go back and forth. My question to you, Chaz, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color, if I had to be like precise, red.
Okay.
Crimson red to be exact. What about
Crimson
yours?
red. Okay, what's your question for me?
Okay. What is your favorite thing to do to center yourself?
Meditation and yoga.
All right.
Who is your favorite artist? Number 2.
Oh, I got a lot. I have a lot of them. Between Erykah Badu and Kendrick Lamar.
Not Tyler? Not Tyler, the Creator?
I do like Tyler, the Creator, but
got you. It's Kendrick Lamar, Erykah Badu. Do you
know who I'm rooted in?
You gave your
I said who I'm rooted in. Yes, who I'm rooted in.
All right, you Your question for me.
Who is your favorite artist?
My favorite artists are Frank Ocean and Beyonce.
Okay.
My third question for you, Chaz, in our speed round of questions, what city do you most want to visit and why?
The city I most want to visit is Arizona.
Ooh, I like that. And why?
I want to visit Arizona because it's one of the places besides California, which so happens to be right outside of it. I just want to go because it's actually a place that I want to live. Not only just visit, but I want to live there.
And it's the desert
it
too.
It's the desert because I just feel like it has this serene like quality about it. And like, similar to California, it just gives this like it just gives this like this tranquil like feeling. And I've never been there, but I've seen pictures of it, and one of my favorite rappers, Polar the Friend, has been to Sedona in Arizona, and
Okay.
it's not far from the Grand Canyon and things like that. But it's like I just want to have my moments in the mountains. I want to have my moment in Arizona, and I want to be there, and I want to have my cranes in the sky moment in Arizona.
What's your third question for me?
My third question for you is, who is your dream collaboration?
My dream collaboration, great question. My dream collaboration is Frank Ocean. Fourth question for you. And what is your biggest accomplishment as an artist?
My biggest accomplishment as an artist is not only starting and actually executing a mini tour, but to score like my first magazine cover, like online magazine with Voyage magazine, and that was twice to score with them twice and start my mini tour. That was my biggest accomplishment. One of two or three of my biggest accomplishments, whatever.
And what's your fourth question for me? And it's supposed to be a challenge. It's like a little fun game for people to get to know us. So it's supposed to be challenging if you run out of questions.
Does your music make you happy?
My music definitely makes me happy. It's funny that you asked that because this morning I was actually telling myself I haven't listened to my music in about a week. I said I need to listen to it. And when I listened to it, I said, not only did I make music for other people, I made it for me. I made it to empower me. So that's what I'm gonna tell artists out there. Now, not only did you make music for other people, we're so busy trying to push those numbers and those streams. You made your music to empower you. So listen to your own music, listen to your own lyrics. You'll surprise yourself, like, damn, I said that about me, and I'm still tripping over that. So number 5, we got Tim. We got 5 more questions to go in this speed round of questions. Number 5, what is your favorite food?
Ooh, my favorite food, pizza.
Okay, and then what about me?
What is your favorite? What is your favorite gym? You about to go to the gym, but what is your favorite?
My favorite gym?
Yeah, what's your favorite gym?
10 Gym. Shout out to 10 Gym. That's where I work out at. So right now, that's my favorite gym. But honestly, my favorite gym is like actually gyms and hotels for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. Some hotels have really nice gyms, and it feels very private and it feels very exclusive. Yeah, I'm not like competing with everybody. I wouldn't say competing, but you don't have to fight for machines and wait for somebody to move and things like that. So I kind of like private gyms that are like very like excluded. The 6th question, actually Yeah, is that what that was the sixth, right?
Yeah, that was the fifth one. So
The
we're
fifth
on
one,
the
the
sixth
sixth
one.
question. Excuse me. Yep, we're on the sixth. Um, what are you most attracted to about the same sex?
Okay, what am I most attracted to about the same sex? I would have to say, I have the most weirdest attractions though. So it could be okay, but my main one I would have to say is their eyes.
Eyes. Okay.
I like to really look into a person.
Okay.
Um, what is your what is your favorite what is your favorite like wardrobe style?
Great question because I love fashion. Um, I'd say street style.
Me too. Me
Already
too.
have street style right now. Question number 7. What is your sign? And tell me why it represents you the most.
Your sign.
Your favorite zodiac. Well, not actually yeah, tell me why. Yeah, actually I asked that question kind of weird for the people out there. What is your sign?
Okay.
And tell me about why that what is it about your sign do you resonate the most is how I meant to word it.
Okay. What is my sign and what do I resonate what
What do you
resonates
resonate the
with
most
me
with
most?
about your sign?
What do I resonate the most with? My sign is a Capricorn. And what I resonate most within my sign is that I am resilient.
Okay, Capricorns are resilient. Okay.
Yep. Question number 8. Question number 8. What what is it about the same sex that makes you cringe?
It makes me cringe.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Interesting. That makes me cringe. That's interesting. I would say some guys don't have good hygiene. Now, I mean, it's not having good hygiene isn't exclusive to a man or a woman. So I'm gonna definitely put that out there for the people. But
Yeah.
um, when it comes to straight men, some straight men don't practice the same hygiene practices as gay men.
Yeah.
And I think we can all use our imaginations. I don't have to say anything specific without going into detail, but I wish that straight men
Yeah.
cared about their toes, cared about their nails, cared about, those things because they would make them 10 times more attractive.
As I'm looking at mine as we speak.
and I'm not saying that you have
But
to be perfect, but when it comes to the
yeah.
things that make me cringe about the same sex, it's usually about hygiene related things. Because some men out there, and I'm kind of mainly talking about straight men, and some gay men too, but some men out there that they don't take keeping up with their appearance seriously because they don't think it's
Yeah.
important.
They don't think it's important.
They don't
Now,
think
like
washing
if
their face is important and things like
oh yeah,
that.
you need to wash your face, brush your teeth,
You
get
feel me?
get all up in there.
So my question to you, which I believe we're on question 9. And if we missed up one, it's all good. Um, question
Mhm.
9 to you would be, what is your favorite number and why?
Favorite number?
Yeah.
Hmm. It used to be 7. It used to be
Okay.
7. Now it's 4.
Okay. And why?
4 because it's an it's a literally it's an angel number. One, of course, is one of the angel numbers, but 4 is it shows me that I am on the right. It's I'm not only am I on the right path, but I am focused. I'm aligned. You know,
Okay.
that's why I love the word focus. That's why I love the numbers 444. And it's actually one of my favorite Jay-Z albums, 444.
I was thinking about
One
that.
of One of, not the, not my, not not the like the one that's favorite that's my favorite, but it's one of my favorite albums by him. But yeah, 444.
All
It's
right.
just so. And now we're on the last question.
Actually, you had to ask me question 9.
Yeah, question. I thought. Wait, what's that question 9?
I asked you question 9. Now you gotta ask me question 9.
8. Okay, question 9. Okay.
And
All
we're
right.
actually missing like
Question.
one question, but we're not gonna worry about it.
Okay.
Now that I went back on my memory banks, but no. Question. Yeah, you're asking me question 9 now.
Okay. Question 9. Question 9. Question 9 for Q. Question 9 for Q. If you had to wake up tomorrow and be any race, what would it be?
Black.
If you woke up, oh, perfect answer.
Because I love being black, and being black is lit. So question 10.
Okay, like you, that was the perfect answer.
We skirting on that one because I love being black. So I don't have no desire to be any other race but black.
And we rooting for everybody black over here too. You know. All
so,
right, question 10.
Being black is lit. I don't care about the negativity. Fuck what you heard. Number 10.
Okay.
And we sexy. That's all I gotta say. Number 10. I gotta make 10 dope since it's the last question of our speed round of questions.
Right.
What is your spirit animal and why?
Oh, my spirit animal is the goat.
Okay.
My spirit animal is the goat because the goat is it's a hybrid of earth and the hybrid of earth and water. As a Capricorn, is the hybrid of earth and water. You know, we have the good balance of, protection and stability. Although the goat is a kind of, whimsical representation of, Satan. But in this sense, and what we're talking about, the goat it represents resilience, it represents determination, uh, it represents strength and the willingness to be, wants to be that top dog and be generous. Like to be the goat is to be generous. And
Okay.
so that's why, I cling to the goat. And question number 10 for you, my guy.
What's up?
All right. Well, all right. What's a good question? What's a good question? Why do you love yourself?
Love it. I love myself because I've been through a lot. I love myself because nobody on this planet, in this world, is gonna love me more than I love myself, and it's nobody's job to love me more than I love myself. My flaws and
Exactly.
all, the sides of my face that sometimes I don't like in certain pictures, like all the angles, all my angles that I don't like, all the times when I wake up and my hair isn't cut the way I want it to be cut, or my dreads aren't fresh. I love myself through it all because at the end of the day, if you want somebody to love you, and if we desire to find and attract our twin flame in this lifetime, we have to carry the load of loving ourselves first, because loving yourself is what's going to attract the person that's meant for you. Because first, it's your job to love you, and then somebody else can love you.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being
Exactly.
said, we're going to get into our words of wisdom. So my words of wisdom on the last episode of the Carefree Queer Podcast is just grow your wings on the way fucking down through the mistakes. I mean, when I tell you guys, there were so many things about the Carefree Queer Podcast that we've been through a lot this year. We went through a lot of highs and lows, whether it be editing, whether it be technical difficulties, whether it be, prolonged episodes. There were a lot of things about the podcast that were just trial and error. But grow your wings on the way down. Anybody that is listening right now, if you have a vision, if you have a goal, and if you have a dream, which I hope you do in this life, because it makes life a lot more fun and easier.
Exactly.
Grow your wings on the way down. Stop overthinking it, because I'm a perfectionist. If you guys only knew. Quentin Marcellis, let the record be set. I am a perfectionist. I'm a perfectionist about this podcast. I'm a perfectionist about my music. And everything isn't always perfect. So I've learned to just be okay with the fact that everything isn't perfect and just continue to get better each and every time. But the main thing that is important is that you put in, it's like that, it's almost like that 80-20 rule.
Mm-hmm.
If you put in 80%, that 20% don't matter. The 80% is getting things done. You know what I mean? The 80% is putting your best foot forward and manifesting your visions and your dreams to reality. So grow your wings on the way down. Don't be scared of imperfection. Don't be scared of making mistakes. Believe in your brand and fail your way to success, as Will Smith says.
Yes, indeed. And my words of wisdom tonight. My words of wisdom tonight is this is the first
It's
time
hard, ain't it? It's the last
hard.
episode. It's hard.
It's hard. It actually is hard. Well, it's not hard. It's just, yeah. Wow. Wow.
How about have a bomb fucking new year? Let the past go. That could be one.
Yeah, like two roads, the past and the future. Leave the pain in the past. There it is.
Leave the pain in the past. Yeah. And with that being said, we're gonna leave the pain in the past. We're gonna grow our wings on the way down. And that is what this Carefree Queer Podcast has been about. There have been many highs and lows, as Chaz know, of the Carefree Queer Podcast and on behind the scenes. And we finally got all 12 episodes out. And it's about to be a brand new year. I want to thank everybody who's been listening to the Carefree Queer Podcast. It's only going to get bigger and better. This has been a phenomenal season. And again, you can check out my music, Quentin Marcellis, on SoundCloud, on YouTube, and on all streaming platforms. You can check out my 2 mixtapes, Days in the Midwest, and On a Journey on SoundCloud and YouTube as well. And like I said, my singles are also on all streaming platforms right now. And I am working on my new EP, which is the continuation of my discography. And it is called On a Journey in the Midwest. And it will be coming to all streaming platforms very soon. And Chaz, and before, the last thing I want to say actually is, I wouldn't say last, but Qology.net. Check out Qology.net. That's my blog and my website, which will soon be called QuentinMarcellis.com. And check me out on social media at QMarcellis.
And likewise with me, you can follow me on all social media platforms under the name Chaz Warhol, Instagram, Chaz Warhol Music, Twitter, Facebook, under the name Chaz Warhol. I will be dropping my soon-to-be-released Art Dealer Part 1 EP this coming spring 2024, following up with Art Dealer Part 2. Also, check out my previous music, my first album, You Gotta Love Yourself, the deluxe version and the album version. Also, my first EP, Ageless, was dropped in 2020. Definitely check out the discography as a whole. You won't be disappointed. And thank you for just listening to us in this podcast as a whole. This is what we do. Quentin and I, along with Unity, followed up with Brandelsa. giving you the real, giving you the juicy, giving you the, information that needs to be spread, and thus more.
Thank you guys so much. We are sending you so much love. Happy New Year 2024. And we will see you guys again next spring, bigger and better. I love you guys. Stay carefree and stay queer.
Peace.